live here on DMVSTREAM.COM. I'm Marcus Helton, editor-in-chief of DMVElite.com. Thanks for joining me again. Things have kind of slowed down here, after the season. There's only one more high school event. That's the ESPN NHSI, April 4th through the 6th at Georgetown Prep. There's a couple more news and notes, but first, want to thank you for being back with me again. And thanks again to DMV Stream for letting me have the show here on their network. DMVSTREAM.COM broadcasts pro, amateur, college, high school, AAU, and youth games in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, live to televisions, computers, and mobile devices like iPads, iPhones, Androids, and more. You can find out more about it at DMVSTREAM.COM. First, there's some news and notes from this past week. As far as us, if you look on our site right now on DMVElite.com, you'll find one of the biggest things we had from the past week is our DMV Elite 2013 Top 100 rankings. We ranked 100 of the top seniors here in the area. We also have an honorable mention list. If you get a chance, check that out. I'll come back to that a little bit later in the show. We've got a preview up of the 4th annual ESBC All-Star Game. That's going to be going on today at Trinity University. Girls game at 2, boys game at 4. I'll be there for the boys game. Checking that one out. It's a nice little event. My man Thomas Gadsden, who's the president of Virginia Elite, he runs it. Every year they get a nice little group of guys, and nice mix of guys from here in the area as well as from outside, all over the country, come to play at Trinity. This year's game is going to be kind of Massanutten heavy. They'll be well represented. Chad Myers is the coach of Massanutten. He's going to coach the North team, and he's going to have 5 of his guys on that team, including Garland Owens, who went to Magruder and is headed to Boston College. Queen Anne's DeMonte Dodd, who's going to Maryland. Frank Mason from Petersburg, who's headed to Kansas. DeAndre Burnett from Miami, who's going to the University of Miami. And QJ Peterson, who's a West Virginia kid, who's going to VMI. So there'll be 5 Massanutten guys on that North team. The North team's also going to have CJ Hill from Westfield, who's undecided right now. He's down to Adelphia and New Jersey Institute of Technology. NJIT's D1, Adelphia's D2. Those are his finalists right now. He'll probably be making a decision on that here shortly. Paul VI, Jamal Robinson, who's going to Niagara, is going to be there. And Garfield Zach Fong is also going to be on there. And Zach is going to Navy next year. As far as the rest of the roster, they've got Greg Alexander from Kecoughtan down in Hampton. He's going to East Carolina. Malcolm Johnson from Tampa, Florida, who's going to Navy. Tyler Wilson from Cardinal Hayes up in the Bronx, who's going to Manhattan. And Caleb White from Virginia Episcopal down in Lynchburg, Virginia. He's going to East Carolina. There is one DMV representative on the South team, and that's Earl Potts from Archbishop Spalding. He's going to be he's undecided right now, but he's going to be on the South team, and the rest of the guys on that team are out-of-area guys. There's 2 Virginia guys on it, though. Rodney Bullock, Ray J. Bullock from Kecoughtan. He's going to Providence next year. He's on that South team. Dante Clark from Hargrave. He's originally from Charlotte, but he goes to Hargrave, who's going to Virginia Tech next year. Elliot Pitts from De La Salle in California, who's going to Arizona. He'll be on that South team. Harold Gibbons from Quality Education in North Carolina. He'll be on that South team. And he's undecided right now, currently considering Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Georgia Tech, LSU, Marquette, Miami, and Virginia. So he's got a nice list of schools to pick from there. Dean Danos from St. John's Northwestern Military Academy. He's headed to Northern Kentucky. Jordan Robinson from Quality Education is going to Duquesne. Josh Heath from Tampa Prep down in Florida. He's going to South Florida. Mario Matosevic from St. John's Northwestern Military. He's headed to, he's undecided. He's a Croatian native. Rodney Bullock, I touched on him. Tim Quarterman from Johnson High School in Georgia is going to LSU. And another Virginia Tech commit, Trevor Thompson, center from St. John's Northwest Military Academy. He'll also be on the South team. So that's going to be a pretty good game. You can check that out. Tickets are $20. The game time is 4 o'clock. It will be live streamed. And for more info, you can check out ESBCBasketball.com. But again, it will be live streamed on DMVStream.com. So you make sure you come back here a little bit later today and check that out. It should be a good day over at Trinity University. As far as some other DMV Elite things we have up right now, we have a video with Dwayne Morgan, 2014, highly sought after 2014 forward from St. Francis up in Baltimore. He is going to decide on Wednesday between Georgetown, Maryland, and UNLV. And depending on who you talk to, is who the favorite is. But we've got a video up, a workout with him, shot by our own Eric Larson. Went up to see Dwayne work out, so got a chance to take some video of his workout as well as shoot an interview with him. Thanks to Tunnel Vision Sports too for helping us out with that and making it happen. But Dwayne's going to decide on Wednesday, and we are going to live stream his decision here on DMVElite.com. So make sure you come back here and check that out. Again, it's going to be one of the biggest decisions here. He's one of the big junior prospects in the area. Let's see. We also have a recap of the Bayside All-Star Game over in the Eastern Shore that was done by Mitchell Northam. You can check that out on the website. Now some more news and notes from around the area before I get to breaking down our top 100 list. If you go and check our Twitter accounts, follow me, follow Edgar Walker at Edgar_Walker. Follow me at Marcus Helton. Follow my man Eric Larson at eLarsonDMV. We compile news and notes from throughout the week. And basically what this is a list of all the things that we've kind of tweeted all in one place. Edgar said the other day that St. Francis 2013 guard Maurice White is going to visit Charleston and Mount St. Mary's this week. He was previously verbally committed to Loyola, but he reopened his commitment, decommitted from Loyola, and is looking around because there's been some rumors that Loyola coach Jimmy Patsos is looking to move on. His name has come up for a couple different jobs. So I guess Maurice wanted to look around and see what else he could find. So he's going to be visiting Charleston and Mount St. Mary's this week. So we'll keep you updated on what happens with that. Some other Baltimore area recruiting stuff. Milford Mills Justin Jennifer picked up an offer from Cincinnati after last week's state championship game. They beat Potomac to win the 3A state championship. And after that game, he was terrific in that game. Had a game high 17 points, I believe. Cincinnati offered him after that game. And a couple days later, Kansas called to express some interest in him. So Justin's a guy to look for here on the summer circuit with Team Takeover. And he's a guy who's probably going to have another big summer and going to continue to add to the offers and interest and look for him to blow up. Thomas Stone's Michael Briscoe is one of my favorites, 2013 guard. Finally picked up his first D1 offer. I'm not really sure what took so long, but picked up his first D1 offer from Morgan State. So congrats to Mike Briscoe, and we'll see if that kind of spurs some other schools to show some interest and offer him as well. Randallstown 2013 forward Marcus Varner got some JUCO offers from Miami-Dade and Colby Community College down in Kansas. Highlands, Virginia 2013 guard Dylan Gaither committed to Concordia here in New York recently. It's a D2 school up in New York. Coolidge, DC 2013 forward David Kaderi and Grace Brethren, Maryland 2014 guard AJ Cabbagestock both visited Gardner-Webb on March 19th. As far as I know, from what I've heard, Gardner-Webb is very, very interested in both. Magruder 2013 forward Justin Whitmer committed to Salisbury. Salisbury also got a commitment from a kid on the Eastern Shore, Easton 2013 swingman Gordon Jeter. He committed to Salisbury. And another D3 commitment from the area, Delaney's Gavin Scanlon 2013 forward. He committed to St. Mary's. Both of those, St. Mary's and Salisbury, very good D3 programs, and all those pickups are going to be beneficial for both those teams. And then as far as some awards, Gonzaga's Chris Jenkins, 2013 forward, and North Point's Marquise Wright were named Gatorade Players of the Year for DC and Maryland, respectively, so congrats to them. Now, one thing I wanted to touch on is our 2013 rankings. Those came out the other day. We've gotten some really good feedback on them. You can check those out on the site, DMVElite.com. We also have a DMVElite 100 frequently asked questions, or FAQ, sitting there if you want to know how we came to this, who decided on it, what the process was. You can click on that, and it's broken down. Thanks to Edgar Walker for putting that together. But if you take a look at our rankings, our top 10 right now, we have Chris Jenkins, number 1, who's headed to Villanova. Ishmael Wainwright from Montrose, who's headed to Baylor, is number 2. BJ Anya from DeMath, who's headed to NC State, is number 3. And Josh Hart from Sidwell, who's going to Villanova, is number 4. Those two, there was a lot of debate about, because BJ didn't have the greatest senior season, but he's still, a force here in the area. He's going to be a guy who might be able to make an impact at NC State right away, as well as Josh. those two were kind of interchangeable as far as 3 and 4. Roddy Peters, we kept at 5. He might have been our top guy had he not missed most of the season with injury, but he was still a guy deserving of that spot. So Roddy's number 5. Junior 2 from O'Connell's number 6. Cam Williams from Mount St. Joe's was number 7. Akil Carr from Princeton Day was number 8. And, Akil was, of course, as everyone knows, is decided to go overseas and try to play professionally instead of going to St. John's, which he had verbally committed to last year. I have a story up. I did an interview with Akil last week. You can check that out on DMVElite.com, where he kind of breaks down, why he decided to do it, why he decided this was the time, what he's looking forward to, and what he has to say to people who think that, he's not going to be able to adapt his game to play at a professional level in an organized European system. Please check that out at DMVElite.com. Back to our list, Daxter Miles from Dunbar, state champ. He was number 9. Mark Williams from Montrose Christian is 10. Daxter and Mark are both undecided right now. Right outside the top 10 at number 11 was Nigel Johnson from Riverdale Baptist, who's a George Washington commit. Tavon Sadler, who was the Baltimore Suns player of the year from St. Francis, he's headed to UNC Greensboro at number 12. Jarius Lyles of DeMatha at number 13, he's headed to VCU. Isaac Fleming from National Christian is undecided right now. He's at number 14. I've heard St. Francis has showed a lot of interest in him. He might be going up there to visit pretty soon. Marquise Wright, who I mentioned earlier, Maryland Player of the Year from North Point, who's going to Loyola. He was number 15. And future Loyola teammate Lavon Long from Oakland Mills was 16. Zach Douglas from National Christian, who's headed to Delaware, was 17. And Emmanuel Amagbo of Princeton Day is going to Robert Morris. He's 18. We really liked Emmanuel, that he's going to really be able to make an impact on that team with his energy and his athleticism. Robert Morris, as you know, beat Kentucky in the NIT the other day, which is a big, nice little win for their program. Will Ferguson of Herndon, who's undecided, although he's probably going to Massanutten Military next year to prep. He's at number 19. And Stefan Jiggets of Bishop McNamara is at 20. And Stefan's headed to Siena next year. And we've also got, in that next group, Nick Griffin, Maurice White, Jamal Robinson, Malachi Alexander, and Isaiah Tripp. Please, if you want to see the rest of the list, go to DMVElite.com and check it out. We're going to have plenty of stuff up there breaking down guys by position rankings for 2013. And also coming up soon here in early April, we're going to have our 2014 list, which is going to have guys like, Dwayne Morgan, Deion Wiley, Melo Trimble, guys of that group in that class. And then we'll also be doing our 2015s in April, and our 2016s are going to come after the summer, after we have a chance to kind of see some of those guys on the AAU circuit and take a really, really in-depth look at them. Getting back to our 2013 list, we've got 100 guys on that list, and we also have an honorable mention list, which mentions about maybe 50, 60 more. There's a lot of good talent in the area. It was hard breaking it down, especially once you got past the 50, because there was a lot of guys deserving to kind of be in that group. Please take a look at it. Please give us any feedback on the rankings, any feedback on the site. As you've seen, we've changed a bunch of things on the site. So please let us know, your thoughts on that. Coming up for us this week, like I said, I'll be at the All-Star Game. We'll be doing some AAU profiles. I went to Virginia Assault practice last week, so I'll be doing their AAU team profile this week. That'll be coming out with a video. We're going to have our AAU event, the Girls and Boys One-Day Run in Bowie and Annapolis on March 30th, 4th through 11th grade. It's sold out. We've got over 100 teams taking part, so we're looking forward to that being a great event for us. And it's a nice little way for teams to look at to kind of ease into the AAU schedule. And, teams haven't been practicing all that long. It's just a one-day event, so it's not going to take up everybody's whole weekend. So that'll be cool. And getting back to us on Wednesday, we're going to be live streaming Dwayne Morgan's announcement between Maryland, Georgetown, and UNLV. So check us out on DMV TV for that. Just go to DMVElite.com, click on the link that says DMV TV, and you'll be able to see Dwayne announce live. I know Maryland fans, Georgetown fans, UNLV fans will be tuned in, so make sure you take a look too. That's going to about do it for me today. I'll be out later at the ESBC All-Star Game at Trinity. I'll have video up from that here in the next couple of days. So be sure to check us out on DMVElite.com. Thanks for joining me. See you guys next week.